Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 139. Joining me, as always, Stephen, Michael Lamb, Billy Joe, Bob Saget Sims, the third.
I got to say, we're 3 days in, and I'm still waiting to play Overwatch. Still waiting, boys.
I haven't tried yet.
Still waiting.
I might try to download it later.
Bob
Also
Saget.
joining us, as always, Daniel Neverly.
What's up, gamers?
Neverly.
What's up, Connor? We're all
I
back.
like doing that too.
finally.
Kind of roll the R and the Neverly, you know what I mean? I can't do that, but
Well, I don't have a Spanish name.
Yeah, but
if you can roll your R's,
there's a lot of R's in that,
the chicks dig it, man. If you start
Literally
rolling them
one
R's,
R, my
chicks
name.
love it.
a lot of R's. There's multiple R's. And I don't know. You might want to check your name again, but you got a lot
Okay.
more R's than one, let me tell you.
I didn't know I had more than one R. It's good to know.
Yeah, I got an R in my name too. Guys, how we doing? How's everybody's week going?
Good.
Good. Anything interesting happen? Sims? Something? What you drinking there? Piss?
Yeah, I'm on a detox diet where you drink my piss.
Damn, it's hardcore.
14 stone in a day, lads.
You know, Steven Seagal used to do that. Drink his own piss.
Yeah, man. Steven
Bear
Seagal's
Girls. You remember Bear
14
Girls? Yeah.
stones in a day. Now, if you're English, you'll get that. Never mind.
So what do you do to weigh? You just like stack up some stones and take one away, and you're like, okay, I weigh this much now.
There's 13 pounds in a stone. Do the math.
Okay.
Okay.
Do the math. Yeah, this week's been shit. Would not recommend. No, to be fair, it's not been too bad. Monday, 10-year-old. Monday, I had a 10-year-old. It was my daughter's birthday. So, she had some, like, cool manga stuff. Like, she got this little character look.
Oh yeah, that's the dude from Demon Slayer.
Tanjiro or something.
Tanjiro. Yeah.
Tanjiro. So, yeah,
Isn't that a fruit?
Yeah, tangerine. Made me feel a bit old. So that was cool. Tuesday, tried to play Overwatch. Wednesday, tried to play Overwatch. Wednesday. Wait, Thursday.
You said Wednesday already.
Yeah. Thursday, just a shit day overall. I'm fine, but I'm all right. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I mean,
At least you're here now. So what's going on with Overwatch? I don't think we got this in the news. So
I did not put it in.
Tried to
Shit's
play
not
Overwatch.
working.
I haven't tried yet. No.
You haven't tried it yet. It's just not working.
They were getting DDoS attacked.
Yeah. To be
What
fair,
does that mean exactly? Like
basically,
hackers are getting in there and just like fucking shit up.
You just
yes and no. Basically,
overloading
it's
a server.
yeah. Basically, it's someone is basically mimicking a lot of people in the server to crash it. That's the simple answer. So, they're having some server issues. I don't know if they're still going on right now. I haven't really looked too much, but I do want to play Overwatch. It seems like some people are still playing, so definitely want to check it out. As much as I love Overwatch, so
I got on last night. We had like two games, and then halfway through my decent game, because you got to have 2 games to be bad, and then you start getting rid of that rust,
warm up.
And then I was getting into it with Reaper, and then it just disconnected.
Love Reaper. Love me some Reaper.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's really good. It's just more Overwatch.
How do vibes feel?
I'm not the right person to ask. It just feels like normal
Okay.
Overwatch, to be fair. You get the payload, you watch the payload. It's not a game to jump in with randos, is it? Like, you have to really you can, but like, are you really?
If you find another
ball?
team, you're getting wrecked.
Yeah, that's it. And we found this team where they just had this Mercy, and they were just like, and then Winston was there, and it's just Mercy and Winston just wrecking shop. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, it's just finding out how to play the game again, and like, learning and trying to get a good team. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah, it's just been a bit disappointing. I mean, it's not surprising, not in the least. Like, I expected it to not be not work, to be fair. Maybe not on this level.
Yeah.
Well, that's all very interesting. I gotta be honest, I couldn't care less. But you know, whatever. Sims, did you see my Patty Pimlet sweatshirt?
Oh, look at you, eh?
It's got a
Fucking
Liverpool thing
ugly with
on the
the
side.
fucking
You
sign.
see
My kid's
that?
got one of
You
them.
fucking scouser, mate.
No, that's a. It's like, I don't care, mate. It's fucking. I just want to fucking knock him out, mate. I'm fucking hungry
you
all
do
the
way
fucking
better than
time.
me.
He's always got food
That's
in his
scary.
mouth, isn't he? Like he's always like, yeah, basically you're just fucking starving, and I'm just sick. I'm fucking sick and I'm fucking fine.
We need to get Sims the wig. Funny enough, I wore this sweatshirt specifically thinking no one would know at my work who the fuck Patty Pimlet is. You know, I figure he's like a bit too underground still. You know, I have nope. Fucking 5 dudes like, oh shit, Patty Pimlet, and I'm like, oh fuck. Now I gotta have a conversation about Patty Pimlet. This isn't the intended use of the sweatshirt.
I wanted to
you know what
avoid
I mean?
you.
I
If
wanted
it
to
has
avoid you,
words,
exactly.
if it has words, you're gonna get anyone just to be, hey, what's that? Or hey, I know that. You don't want any of that. You just wear a black.
I don't want any of that. That's why I normally just wear plain shirts. I don't want to talk to people. That's the last thing I fucking want. It's funny. 2 things I love most in this world: MMA and video games. Last thing I want to talk to anyone about is MMA and video games. Okay, unless you know what the fuck you're talking about, I don't want to talk to you about
There's
it.
nothing worse, is there? There's nothing worse about talking
you playing
about
the
video
Nintendo?
games.
Oh no, what's worse is like when you get caught with the Call of Duty Madden guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I do not want to sit here for 30 minutes and listen about Call of Duty. Like I honestly
I'm a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, you are, but you aren't. You know what? You're not a Call of Duty guy. Yeah, you're not the guy that's sitting there playing Call of Duty all year. You're not that guy.
I was that guy forever.
I wouldn't have talked to you then.
No,
I would not have talked to you.
That Reddit chat would have been different. Hey, does anybody want to talk about Call of Duty? No, nobody wants to
Get the
talk
fuck
about
out of here. That's what I would have typed back in that comment.
Leave.
There's nothing worse, is there? Just that somebody has no idea. It's like football as well. Like you like UFC. So over here you could talk about soccer with somebody, and if they don't know what they're talking about, I'm just like,
it's just the word. I mean, with this, I got like, oh, I want to see him fight that Israel guy, and I'm just like, okay, you are so. That's not even in the same weight class. Patty Pimlet wouldn't even be anywhere near that level, and I could just go on. And then they force me to be that guy, you know, that nerd where I'm like, well, actually, you know, and I gotta push up my fucking glasses. And like, you're wrong about so many things here. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Don't make me be that guy.
I'm gonna be that guy and give him my 2 cents on Paddy. I think he's doing all the right things with his mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just see if he's the loudest
Maybe
person.
We shouldn't go too far into this, but like Patty, the problem with him, he hasn't fought anyone real yet. Like,
no, and he
hasn't fought elite level competition, so it's like impossible to tell how far he's gonna go.
All this gobbing off, as the English would say, could really bite him in the ass.
Incredible how popular he's gotten for the level of competition
it's that though, isn't it? They enjoy that. Like I click, I don't follow the UFC that much, but like if I scroll in Twitter or whatever, and there's a guy talking shit, I'm watching this guy talk shit, and you know, for me it's Paddy. Paddy is one of my guys, and obviously if Drake's dropping Rolexes on him and stuff, like he's obviously making a name for himself. So,
he is.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
Guys. This is a video game podcast.
Is it?
We'll
is it though?
Talk about some video game news. I don't really know what it is sometimes. I'm like, yeah, it's a video game podcast.
Did we rate food last week? Food.
We did rate fast food last week.
We did rate fast food.
It is slowly turning into something else, and I don't know what it is. But guys, it's been another busy week in the world of video games. First up, CD Projekt Red has dropped a whole bunch of news on us in an earnings call with its investors, laying out the company's foreseeable future. And we're going to go over it. Now, do you guys want to go over it all at once, or you want me to go one by one here?
That's a good question.
Because we got about, what is it? It's 5 different projects, 8 games within those projects.
7.
So 7 games within those projects.
Let's just go top down, because I think they break it down top down with that graphic I showed you, the second one.
So do that one. We'll start with the first project, Project Sirius, I believe. Go with that. Who cares? These names are all going to be changed.
Serious.
Like
Sirius Black.
Okay, I like that. That sounds more badass, actually. Anyways, the game is being developed by the Molasses Flood with support from CD Projekt Red, set in the Witcher universe, and compared to existing CD Projekt Red games, this one targets a much broader audience series will include single player and multiplayer gameplay. So let's start there. This one, not fully developed by CD Projekt Red, but with their help and by the Molasses team, set in the Witcher universe. Now, Sims, you are a notorious hater of all things CD Projekt. How you feel about all this? We'll just start.
I wouldn't say that's true.
A notorious hater.
In all honesty, I
Notorious
don't like any of this. I really don't. You don't announce this many things. Announce one thing.
See, that's what I was. This is exactly what I was telling you, Connor, before we even started. Is that
He was
people are
talking mad shit
overreacting?
about you before about how much you hate
I get
CD
it.
Projekt.
I'm not overreacting, but it's just like, here's all these projects. Like, you fucked up the last project so bad.
Yeah,
And
but this
now-
is not. This isn't all coming out within 2 years.
No, it's
This
not.
is like
It's
10,
not.
15 years of.
No, it's this. We ain't. I tell you, I'm not seeing this fucking new IP. Let me tell you, I'll be dead.
I think you. I
I'm
think you are.
I'm gonna be care home, looked after, dribbling a little bit. PS7.
We'll get to that. But
Right
I think
after he gets hit by that bus.
I
if
honestly
you're
don't
looking
like it.
how all of these are different dev teams. It's not like the same team is making
It just
7 video
feels
games.
a bit like read the room type thing. Yeah, you've had 20 million. You just announced 20 million for Cyberpunk, but like you did such a bad job releasing the last one, and now all of a sudden you've got all these other projects. I get it; they're a business, and Witcher was fantastic, but I know I'm the wrong person. Like he just said, I'm notoriously hating on it. I do notoriously hate on it, but like
I think that was a joke.
I don't think it was.
I was dead serious.
And like, I've still got these. I played it this year. I gave it the chance. I do enjoyed the anime, but like, I still got that bad taste. I don't trust the next Witcher. I don't trust it. Like, not at all. I don't.
They're moving to a different engine as well.
I hope it all
which
works
will
out.
help.
I'm not here going, I hope it fails. But like, there's trust issues. You know what I mean? There's major trust issues, and I think a lot of people. Why is that noise making noise?
Noises make noises. Okay, getting back on track here.
Yeah, Sim's just completely derailed.
Project Sirius, Sirius, whatever we're going for.
Serious.
It's a game set in the Witcher universe, single player and multiplayer aspects. Daniel, what did you say these guys made before the Molasses Flood?
So Molasses Flood, they made the Flood in the Flame, which is a survival game where you're like on a little raft or something. You're like going down stream or something like that. I didn't play it, but it's like a survival game. So I'm wondering if the multiplayer part of this is a co-op video game, maybe some sort of like survival game within The Witcher would be my educated guess here. Probably could play it single player or with co-op with buddies.
I don't think this is a unique idea, but I think a Monster Hunter type game would work very well in the Witcher universe with all the giant monsters and shit running around. I think doing that co-op, that actually sounds pretty fun.
That could be the other game.
Just
maybe
while we're talking about that, I think we are incoming a wave of these Monster Hunter games.
For sure.
Like,
for sure, yeah.
I know, like, kind of, that all kind of funny said it, it must be true type fanboy. No, it makes sense for a Horizon multiplayer game to be that, a couple of hunters, big, massive Thunderjaw, Thunderjaw XL, and then you have your multiplayer experience. You got the EA one, and now, why not? Why not have Witcher and his brother, Geralt and his brother Geralt, they're killing some big old like fucking wyverns or whatnot. So I like that. I like Monster Hunter, and like maybe Monster Hunter is too Japanese for some people, and that could be and stuck on a Nintendo platform. I mean, I know Worlds was on PlayStation, but like the last one was on Nintendo, so why not?
Cool. Yeah. I don't got too much more to say on it then. So Daniel, anything else?
No, I think that's it. It'd be cool if this was some sort of Monster Hunter. I just think that's too big of a project for this team. This team is much smaller, even though they are getting some help. I think this is just going to be definitely a smaller project. Probably a budget project, I would assume.
Okay, cool. Moving on then to Project Polaris. Go with that.
Polaris, yeah.
Polaris. Paul Harris.
Yeah.
This project launches the new Witcher trilogy Expanding the universe presented in the past Witcher games, the saga will consist of 3 games, which are planned to release during a 6-year publishing cycle, starting with the release date of Polaris itself. In technical terms, the second and third part of the saga will be based on the foundation which we put in place of Polaris. By following this approach, we intend to improve our game development pipeline without giving up on any of our artistic ambitions. Stop there, guys. 3 new Witcher games. These seem to be the main focus, I would say, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we know proper CD Projekt Red is going to be handling this one. It's supposed to be out within 6 years. Seems
The
ambitious.
whole trilogy. Well, it's
Whole
saying
trilogy.
it's saying not the first game, but it's
After the
saying
first game
after
releases,
the
a
first
6-year period between
for
that
the
and
other
the
2.
third one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like, which is I think at earliest you might see this game at 2024. That's probably the earliest you would see. I'd say 2025 is probably good, and then 6 years is 2025 to 2020 or 2031. So I'd say 2025 to 2031 is probably your window there for all these games.
Yeah. This is an interesting one because it's if they're going back to Witcher 2 style, where Witcher 2 was only like a 25-hour game, I believe, then maybe that's feasible, you know? But if it's 3 Witcher 3 style games, that sounds impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
In a 6-year period?
Yeah.
Like I said, if they're making smaller games, then fine. Like, then that's possible. But to make 3 giant open world RPGs, that sounds impossible in this day and age.
Yeah, I just think that where game development has gone has really exploded. Budgets have been exploded. Dev time has exploded. Like every game takes way too long. It's way too expensive. Games are not coming out. They're coming out buggy. I'm with you on all of that. Maybe they're learning. Maybe the move to Unreal Engine 5 maybe is changing some things. Maybe it's easier to develop. And if it is, like that could be every couple of years getting out a game. And I mean, every 3 years is probably the cycle we really want. We don't want these games to come out every 6 years or 5 years or whatever. They can come out every 2 to 3 years. That's a much better cycle. And if they think they could do that, like that sounds great to me. I mean, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Sims, how you feeling about this? Now we know you love Witcher 3, so are you excited about the new Witcher games coming out?
Yeah, I'm excited. There's just a trust issue that goes along with it. What I mean, how did they get around it? Make the Witcher world make one big Witcher world, and then put 3 different stories in it. That's probably how you would speed up development, right? Surely.
I mean, they're calling it a trilogy. They're not calling it like just 3 random Witcher games, you know? I assume they're going to have the same protagonist.
Yeah, but then that would speed up development. You've got the world, you've got the character, and obviously the story will probably maybe have an impact on the map. So maybe they could I don't know, make one side of the world maybe have different seasons, so they'll change the weather, they could have one part of the map that gets destroyed by some kind of dragon or whatever. I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to all of these. Don't get me wrong, Steve is a hater, and I say it's just there's just a trust issue. All these promises, all these sound like promises again. Do you know what I mean? Oh, here's all these develop things that we're developing. I'm like, let's just why don't they?
I mean, so far the 6-year thing is the only promise they've made.
They shouldn't be promising anything. They're not in a position, and that's where I'm just like, why have you? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Call me crazy.
I don't really have an answer to that.
Call me crazy, but that's not. Is it?
I think that I'm with you with the promise. Maybe they shouldn't be doing that, but they did. I can't really say why they would.
I just think it's a bit of a poor announcement. And do you know what I mean? I get it, probably for investors and stuff. The investors need to know this. Test the room, see what the room is saying. The internet being the room. I don't know. Why not? Everyone's talking good about. They've got all these concurrent players on Cyberpunk. The anime's just gone out banging. Hopefully, The Witcher comes out. The Witcher 3 the remaster or whatever, the PS5 update. That comes out to great effect, and then you're off to the races again. But they made so many promises again with the Cyberpunk for so many years, delays after delays after delays. So when it got pathetic in the end of like, oh, we're just gonna delay it till December, and everyone was like, yeah, fair enough, take your time. But when they took their time, what did they do with the time when the game wasn't even nearly ready? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, good points. I think a lot of this does have to do with it being an investor's call, and they're
Yeah.
trying to get more money from their investors, trying to put out.
And business is gonna be business. So like, none of us run a business. So like, who are we to sit and go, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing what they need to do. Well, I suppose why not? They seem to have sorted the Cyberpunk mess out, so why not? Oh, why are you in a good mood? Let's talk about this.
Story wise, where would you guys like this to go? Do you want to just like play as Geralt again, or maybe Ciri could be cool? Maybe a trilogy of that. Maybe you're just playing as someone random in that universe.
They're gonna keep the cast. Like you're gonna get Geralt, whether you play as him in the whole trilogy. You're gonna get Geralt. You're gonna get Ciri. You're gonna get Yennefer, and you're gonna get Triss. I'd say those. Maybe.
What about
I mean,
Dandelion?
there's a. I mean, then I was gonna say there's a bunch of supporting cast like that. They'll bring back Dandelion. You'll bring back Kira. You'll bring back what's his name? The other Witcher guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Yennefer.
No, the Witcher guy.
Yennefer.
I can't remember his name. He'll probably come back as well. Vesemir.
Why is it made up?
To
Didn't
bring
Vesemir
Vesemir back.
die?
No.
He didn't die?
No.
In Witcher 3, Vesemir didn't die.
I don't think so.
That didn't happen?
No, I don't think so.
Spoilers
sure
I feel like that happened.
The canon in Connor's head.
He died in my head. He died in mine. All right. All right. 3 new Witcher games coming out sometime soon. Going to apparently be in a 6-year period. Moving on then to Projekt Canis Majoris.
Canis Majoris, yeah, I think it's
Sure. A full-fledged release set in the Witcher universe to be developed by an external studio under the supervision of experienced developers who have previously worked on the Witcher games. In terms of technology, we intend to use Unreal Engine 5 and the toolset created for Polaris. So, guys, we don't know the studio on this one. An external studio being headed by former Witcher developers. Which is weird because it's like, okay, you guys left CD Projekt Red, but now you're just working on The Witcher again. Okay, cool. What do we think about this one?
Yeah, I think that last bit of that sentence is kind of answers Sims's previous question or statement about Polaris. The whole trilogy is they're going to move to Unreal Engine 5. Should make everything easier. Unreal Engine 5 seems to be where everyone's going right now. Seems like Xbox, PlayStation, a lot of third party are moving to Unreal Engine 5. So it's probably going to be a little easier. If they have run into issues, Epic could probably help them with the engine. And then having the tool set and assets is going to help with this game as well. So like having assets that you can move throughout a trilogy and this 4th game, like that should just make things a little easier. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. I like Witcher, so give me more Witcher.
Too, I am a little worried about it going overboard here because let's say they actually do all that trilogy comes out within the 6-year period, like they said. Then it sounds like these other 2 will be ready within that 6-year period as well, right? Like sometime within them.
They're not really saying. That's a good question.
They're not saying, but like if this one's taking the tool set from the first of the new trilogy of the Witcher game, then you'd assume it'd be ready before
that
the
would
6
make
years
sense.
is up, right? Same thing with the other one. You'd assume that'd be ready sometime within that 6 years. So it sounds like every year we'd almost be getting something The Witcher. Or every other year at the very least, So I wonder if it's a little too overboard. But again, I probably wouldn't even touch the multiplayer one. This one might be cool if it is just a straight up single player game. See, I wonder if the trilogy would be more Witcher 2 style, 25-ish hours long for main story with some side content, making it like 50 hours long, all in general. And then maybe this is the giant open world RPG as in the Witcher 3 vein.
I think the main trilogy is probably going to be the main trilogy, the big games. I'm assuming the other 2 are just smaller projects. See, you're talking about playing as a different person. I think this one you're going to probably play as somebody else, not
This
Geralt.
is the Dandelion game.
That'd be sick. Just going around being a bard in this world.
It's like, yeah, you're a bard. It's like Rock Band all of a sudden.
Yes.
It comes with a little guitar.
That would be amazing. Witcher Guitar Hero game.
Sims is going to take a swish of his piss, and then he's going to tell us what he thinks. molded over in your head?
It just sounds like more Witcher content, doesn't it? More can we speculate? Like, yeah, I think Daniel's right. The other guys, CD Projekt Red are not gonna the guys that make Witcher. They're not gonna trust anybody with that series. That series is beloved. Like that hasn't got a bad name, so they're gonna keep on that and look after it, wrap it in cotton wool, and then they're gonna milk the franchise because obviously they've already got the Netflix thing. So why not? Let's get another team on it. Let's get. I don't know. This could be. I don't know. Fucking Gwent. But you're walking around challenging Gwent like
You already got that. I was telling Connor this
This is like
before.
open world
The other one.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, there was
fucking
another one.
Gwent.
Not just there was the Gwent game. There was another game called Thornbreaker or something like that.
Yeah.
It was or Thronebreaker, whatever that was. That was like a card game as well, where you like top down, you can walk around. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mean to
This is
interrupt
just
you.
gonna be more money. This is just gonna be another game to make more money. As basic as I can get with it.
Nothing else too much to say on that one. That's probably the one we have the least to go on. But
Yeah.
other than it being the Witcher studio. All right. Next up, then, we're moving on to Cyberpunk. Project Orion. I know this one because I heard it pronounced before. I would have said onion. A Cyberpunk release, which will further development the potential embodied by this universe. Project Orion will be developed by CD Projekt Red North America, which will comprise the newly created Boston hub, along with our existing Vancouver team. The studio is separate from the Molasses Flood, which is also in Boston. This establishing a new studio, CD Projekt Red North America, will enable us to fully tap into the North American talent pool. So we got a lot of talented motherfuckers over here, let me tell you. USA. I hope they come out and they just like put out something better than CD Projekt Red has ever fucking made.
We're
You
the
know what I
better
mean?
team.
America.
Okay.
Guys, more Cyberpunk. I'll start with this one. This is what I've been wanting. I've talked about it before. I want this to come out. I want this to be a banger. This needs to be what Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be. That banger game, that new 10 out of 10, the new staple for the fucking industry. That's what I want here. I hope they take their time with this. I hope they stack up on talent in these new North American studios. Make this good, please.
Yeah, I'm with you there. More Cyberpunk. This universe is so rich. Like, I'll take another game for sure.
What I really like about this is the two new studios, right? So it can be made alongside these Witcher games. So it's not like I mean, I'm sure we're gonna be waiting an awfully long time for this game, but it's not like we're gonna be waiting fucking 10 years for them to get done with this whole Witcher trilogy and then move on to this. This can be made within those 6 years that the 3 Witcher games are supposed to come out.
For sure, and it seems like both studios are working on one game, which probably could help. Kind of like a Ubisoft approach where they have just a bunch of studios constantly working on other things all the time, or even Activision. That's just how you can get it.
One thing that
done
would
quicker.
worry me a little bit is will this have the guidance of that studio? I'm sure they'll be overseeing it, but like, will it have that same CD Projekt Red feel to it? Like their expertise, are their hands going to be all over this as well? That's what I would want.
You would think so. I would assume it. Just for the off the top that we know, like I would see why it wouldn't, or don't see why it wouldn't. Like these are new teams, so if it comes out and it's not, then there we go. But I don't see why it wouldn't have the CD Projekt touch.
Sure. Now, Sims, you have just beaten Cyberpunk 2077. You apparently love the anime. So how you feeling about a sequel here?
I mean, the only thing I could really ask for is just a polished game, really. I know there's a lot to ask for this time of year, like, especially now, like, every game comes out a bit rough around the old edges. And I think if you're playing the game or video games, like, you kind of know what to expect. Like, Tuesday's Overwatch is like, that wasn't a shock. I was prepared. I was like, I know I'm not going to play it tonight, but it was worse than I expected. With Cyberpunk, I could just expect a better story. Like, let's really have a good story. It just seems so basic and very like flat. Like, the only one I can sit here and remember is the River story. Like that. I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. Oh, make sure you play the river thing. Like that was my conversation with a friend, the kid that I talked to at the shop. Playing Cyberpunk again. Why are you playing Cyberpunk again? Well, it's on sale, and I just watched the anime. Well, make sure you play the river storyline. Like more of that. More of that. Make the world a bit more involved as well. Like, because it just seemed like this world to show off that didn't really do much. Like the only thing what could you interact with in the world? A few shops. One of them, these cash machines that you can like buy and sell from, and that was it, really, wasn't it? Right?
I mean, I want every game to be a little more interactive. I think that's the next step. I think games need to stop getting bigger, and games need to be more reactive and interactive. I think I don't know. This is a different conversation, I guess, but um, I don't necessarily disagree with your cyberpunk opinion. I think you're a little harsh on the game, but
I am harsh.
I'm with you. I would like some deeper RPG elements, make it that full-fledged, because Cyberpunk, I mean, I loved it, but it came off more of as a Far Cry type game than it did a giant RPG, right?
Yeah.
It's more along the lines of that than it was like a Fallout New Vegas or something like that, There wasn't really that many options and like different branching paths and whatnot.
Even the options they gave you was upset this person, have nothing to do with them ever again, or continue the story.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? There was never, if I upset this person, then later down the line, I'm going to come across her and she's going to be like, oh, you're a bastard. It was like, that was it. You weren't helping the nomads. You weren't helping Judy. Like,
yeah, especially with like the, when you pick in the beginning, which path you want to start with, it kind of feels like all of those just led to one place anyways. Like, are there even different endings in Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah, that is the biggest branch. There's a bunch of endings.
Well, maybe that is the biggest branch then.
It does. I don't think it matters where you start. It still matters the decisions you make at the end. Type thing.
Yeah, where you start.
It just never felt like I picked Street Kid. It never felt like I was like a street kid the whole time. It kind of just felt like
it doesn't. Just
doing the same thing.
The beginning was different. Like
you get.
So maybe it was more like, okay, you pick in the beginning what 3 paths you want, then it all kind of comes together in the middle, and then it's the same until the very end.
Pretty much, but you do get, depending on whatever of the 3 you are, you get specific dialogue that only your background would know. Like that is something that happens throughout the entire game. Like I was a nomad, so I'd get nomad options all the time, and it would be about cars or anything that a nomad would know. But like if you were a corpo, you'd get a bunch of corpo information. There are a little bit. They definitely should expand it more.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Nonetheless, very exciting. I'm into it. Make more Cyberpunk. Make this one great.
Yeah.
And then the last project, a new original IP for the first time in CD Projekt Red's history. They're developing a new IP. Early conceptual work began in 2021. As of the publication date, what is it? There you go. I lost my place. Hang on, guys.
What are you drinking, Daniel? It was good, man.
IT.
Yeah, man.
I wanted something different.
Where did
I respect
it go?
that, Daniel. I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, I exited out. Now I can't find it.
As a publication date of this document, as a publication of this document, there is ongoing work on the foundations of this world, laying the setting for a third separate product line in the future. So, again, I will say that the last little bit of this is another key thing, which seems like maybe CD Projekt is expanding not only, working with other teams, expanding them in a different country, having 2 dev studios there. Seems like they might even be expanding CD Projekt Red themselves and being just so gigantic that they can have multiple projects within, something like that. It seems to be maybe where this IP is going to go. Maybe they'll have another team that doing The Witcher, and then maybe a smaller chunk is like working with everyone. Is maybe what they're doing right now.
Cool. So this is the new IP. This is probably the one furthest out. I'd imagine this is after the whole trilogy, even.
Maybe the way they're wording this, like I'm just taking it for what they were saying. It seems like they're just building a new team to do this within. That's the way I'm taking it. So it seems like it's probably along the same lines as any of these other things. They have already started pre-production last year. Or some sort of early production. I don't know. Maybe within 10 years, I would say. Probably.
Hopefully.
Maybe less, maybe 8. I don't know. I mean, it seems like the game is just starting last year. So we'll see.
Yeah, this seems like the one most unnecessary to announce or even talk about. It's just
Yeah.
especially with it being so early in production about it, and we're probably not getting it for many, many years. But nonetheless, cool. A new original IP from them. That sounds cool. I would like something more grounded, I guess, just something more realistic. I don't know. That's kind of like the third pillar they're missing. They got their sci-fi like thing with Cyberpunk. They got their fantasy theme with Witcher. Maybe make something in current time would be cool.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah,
that'd
I don't
be.
really
I didn't
know.
really think about it like that.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Well, I'm assuming they'd be sick of working on Cyberpunk and Witcher by that point, so it's just like, okay, what else is left?
You want like a GTA?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. Sure, why not?
Like a CD Projekt GTA? That sounds weird. Interesting. Okay. I didn't think about it like a more modern times type of thing. Okay.
It's either that or space, right? I guess. I mean, you're not really going to space in Cyberpunk, even though that is pretty sci-fi, but
Different
yeah,
type
I
of
don't
sci-fi.
know. Yeah, different type of sci-fi. Sims, how you
Yeah.
feeling?
You definitely went to space in Cyberpunk.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, at the end, huh?
My ending was the space. Yeah. I did like some space heist on a space station or something. Whatever that was.
I mean, this could
new
be
IP,
this
what
could
do you
be
wanna see
anything. This could be anything. I don't know. What do you want to see from CD Projekt Red? Like,
Maybe something completely different, like
yeah, just
I
something
don't know, like a
completely.
fucking kind of funny was like kart racer on their show. I know, so like I don't want to just take that, but yeah, sure, why not?
Hopefully, just like like a linear story-driven 10-hour game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
Be
something with
fucking ideal.
choices and
just
stuff.
polished to polished, perfect, like polished game, great story, in and out. People talking about it after them 10 hours.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
th-
Maybe a horror
Jet-
game along those lines. That'd be cool.
That would be interesting. I mean, they have some horror elements in all their games. Um, I, for me, I'm more like I want them to show me something, and I want to say, "Hey, I want that." That's what I want. Just whatever they are passionate about. If they want this to be whatever, if they want this to be a horror game, sure, give it to me. You know.
Give it to me, indeed. All
Give
right,
it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
that's gonna wrap up the CG Project Red news. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming our way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you in the
They're
future.
gonna be
Next
busy.
up, they sure fucking are. Next up, we'll move on to some Xbox news. Sledgehammer Games may be making Advanced Warfare 2 for the next Call of Duty game set to release in 2025. Guys, Sledgehammer. Did you guys play Advanced Warfare 1? This is the Kevin Spacey one, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the Kevin Spacey one. This one is not a great Call of Duty. Um, this is when they started trying to compete with Titanfall at the time, and Titanfall was just better. They introduced the exosuits with this game. They started getting really jumpy and wall runny, and this is really I think Ghost was kind of a mess, but I still like Ghost better than this game in my memory. This game is just I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about two, but one, it was not. It was kind of a downfall for me there. But I guess Sledgehammer, they need to do a new Call of Duty, and you know, I guess Vanguard they didn't see the return they wanted, and go back to what their first Call of Duty themselves,
Did you
and
like
make a
Vanguard?
statement. Yeah, I like Vanguard.
Campaign wise? Did you like when you were into it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They tried to introduce like a little squad. They kind of set up the future.
Am I right in they made the campaign for that, but then the multiplayer was handled by someone else? Or did they just make that full thing?
They did the full thing.
They did the full thing.
Yeah, you were talking about no, you're thinking of Black Ops Cold War. The story was
Oh,
from
okay. Which one's Vanguard? Was Vanguard last year?
yeah, it was the World
Okay.
War II one.
All right.
No, you're thinking of Black Ops Cold War, which was the Raven. Raven did the story for Black Ops Cold War.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Um,
interesting. I'll be real. I kind of hope this one gets canceled when Xbox officially purchases Activision Blizzard. I feel like you don't need Sledgehammer also making another Call of Duty. I think a good plan for, we've talked about this before, but I think a good plan for Call of Duty would be just leave Treyarch and Infinity Ward making the Call of Duties, hopefully make it every other year now instead, and then have Sledgehammer as a support team on the Call of Duties. That sounds better to me than having another full studio making Call of Duty again. But we'll see what they do when the deal finally goes through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that whole side of the Call of Duty stuff is just I'm avoiding because I'm getting sick of the conversation of Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty. It's just ridiculous. But I don't know if I necessarily want it to be canceled. I think Sledgehammer is a very talented studio. They just haven't made Call of Duties I think that people have really vibed with. Um, I think Vanguard or Advanced Warfare could be a
And
good
that's the
game.
thing, right? Is like they're clearly the third pillar of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're not on Treyarch or Infinity Ward level. Maybe they are, and I'm just not playing the games. But clearly, interest isn't there in their games as much. I feel like Vanguard was like the worst received Call of Duty game since whatever their last one. Well, actually, World War II one was pretty cool, but nonetheless, they're clearly the third pillar to Infinity Ward and Treyarch.
Yeah, I mean, what I would probably do with them is make them just a campaign studio, keep them doing Call of Duty campaigns, and have that just as a Game Pass game. It's all. It's not going anywhere else. Here's a Call of Duty campaign. It's only on Game Pass. Then they keep making Call of Duty, and it's exclusive, and you get.
I
more
think we'll
people
get
bring
there
in.
eventually. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Xbox has pretty much said as much with the that whole 6-year contract thing that they offered Sony, right? It's like, okay,
Or 3 extra
with
years, right?
3 extra years, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then clearly after that, I think, I mean, I think me and you have talked about it before. I think the best idea would be make your yearly Call of Duties Xbox exclusive, and then just leave Warzone as
And
on PlayStation, on everything else.
yeah, because what the most revenue is going to be is Warzone and Call of Duty Mobile and
Right.
Warzone Mobile now. They are doing
Yeah.
Warzone Mobile. So leave those 3 games everywhere.
Exactly.
And then just keep Call of Duty. Like that's probably the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, because then you get an exclusive Call of Duty every year, and then you're
Yeah.
also getting your microtransaction money from PlayStation and stuff like that, and then you can play Warzone, and then also make a Call of Duty every other year, and then do the other year besides of that, update the Warzone. Have the new Warzone map, whatever the fuck they do over there. Because I mean they're coming out with Warzone 2 now, right?
Mhm.
Which is just going to be an upgraded version of Warzone 1. That's replacing
Yeah, I
Warzone
mean,
1 entirely, right?
yeah, they're kind of just like this is the new era of Warzone, basically.
Yeah, so do that every other year, and then the other year you do a brand new exclusive Call of Duty game on Xbox. I think that sounds like their best plan.
Yeah, and have a big camp because people love to hate on Call of Duty. Their campaigns are super bombastic and fun. They got great cinematics. Like there's a lot of quality there. And if you have that just dropping every 2 years or 3 years,
Well, plus the
on
multiplayer
Pass.
on the side, right? I mean, which is going to
Well,
end up selling a lot of
yeah.
Xboxes.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about like Game Pass in the campaign. Like I think having a high quality campaign like that.
It's just,
being
I
on
mean,
Game Pass.
the campaigns are just so compared to how many people buy Call of Duty. What is it, like
I
10%
know.
of people even click on the campaign?
Yeah, I don't know the number, but it's definitely not
It's something
a high
ridiculous like
percentage.
that.
Yeah. It's kind of sad because the campaigns are so good
Yeah.
usually. But Advanced Warfare, like I think Sledgehammer's a good studio, and I think that let's see what they got and what this could be first. Like, show me a trailer. Let's see what they got. If it is
Even
just
better for me would be take Sledgehammer entirely off Call of Duty and just let them make something else. Something original. Weren't there rumors of Infinity Ward making an RPG or something?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I feel like that happened earlier this year, but nonetheless, I think something like that would be cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to see a trailer first. I don't know. I mean, this seems like this is games coming out, but
so are they officially skipping 2024? Do we know that?
Seems like. I mean, we don't know,
like
but it seems like it because
Okay.
Black Ops. No, 2023. Because Black
Oh
Ops.
yeah, I'm thinking
Black
a year
Ops
ahead.
is 2024.
Okay.
Whatever Treyarch's game is. But it seems like they're skipping next year. They're going to rely on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone Mobile, and Call of Duty Mobile. That seems like they're next year.
Sims, anything to say on Call of Duties?
Fuck Call of Duty.
Gotcha. All right, bud. Next up. Where are we? Pete Heinz has been promoted to Bethesda's head of global publishing. This just happened today.
Yes, it did.
Sims, you're very happy.
clap,
shout out
man.
to
We
Pete.
clap, man. Shout out to Pete Heinz,
Yeah,
man. He's a
shout
good
out to
man.
Pete.
I bet he's there.
Can we get Pete on the show?
I think so.
wish.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like, yo, Pete, and like, yo, like, you fancy this podcast? He's like, you know what? Bit busy.
Yeah, shout out to Pete. Right. Good for him getting promoted. He's just a straightforward, straight shooter type of guy. I like Pete Heinz a lot. So good for him to keep moving up in the ladder. And
good friends.
Yeah, me and Pete go way back. But he's been there for like 20 something years, right? So like he's so tied with Bethesda. It's just nice to see him, going up the ladder.
Moving on to the fun, exciting world of PlayStation, which everyone's super happy with this week. Horizon Zero Dawn may be getting a remaster or remake. The new version of the game will reportedly add features from Horizon Forbidden West. What the fuck is that? Anyways, there's also a standalone multiplayer game in the works. The Rump also states there is a standalone multiplayer game, a Horizon set in the Horizon universe, with big co-op battles against machines. Who the fuck put Rump? And then I'm like, fucking Sims.
I didn't put nothing.
You didn't put nothing? Who put Rump? Did I put that?
You did.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I didn't put
Rump.
Rump also states I would never put that.
No, I think you copied and pasted because I had to re-edit that a little bit.
And you put Rump?
I did not put anything. This is how it was. This is how it was.
The Rump just sounds like a British term that Sims would use.
Is it the rumor also states?
I didn't copy and paste anything.
The rumor.
There was a bunch
of
the
big co-op battles of it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Guys, Horizon remaster and or remake. You guys want to start with that or the multiplayer one?
Start with the remaster remake.
Okay, remaster remake. We're not entirely sure what this is yet. If it's a remaster or a remake. It could be a full-fledged remake like The Last of Us Part 1 just got. Or it could be just a remaster with those $10 upgrades that Sony likes to do. We don't know. How you feeling?
Go for it, Sims.
I'll go since neither of you two want to talk about it. Yeah, this is weird. This is fucking weird. If it is a full-fledged remake, man, Sony, what the fuck are you thinking there? I guess. I mean, fuck yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just want the money with that Netflix show coming out soon. Although I don't think that Netflix show sounds very good with the direction of that story that it's heading. But who knows? Maybe they'll just end up selling a shit ton of copies of this because of that. But yeah, very odd. It's only a 5-year-old game that just got a 60 FPS boost on PS5 at that, and it looks fine. So I don't know. It's a very odd choice. If it is just a remaster, fine. I was kind of expecting that at some point anyways, to be honest. They did it for Spider-Man, they did it for Ghost, they did it for Death Stranding. Why not Horizon, So I don't know. Hopefully it's just a remaster. That's fine. If it is a full-fledged remake, very odd that they're putting so many resources towards that.
I mean, I think you just said that, they've already done a little bit of touch-ups already, kind of in the back end, right? I don't see why this isn't just a remake.
Well, they've just done
That's
the PC
how I'm
port
going
with all the
forward.
bells and whistles. They did a PC port. It's got all the bells and whistles on there. You probably got all your DLSS on there. You got your 60 frames per second. And the only way I can thinking about it past couple of days. The only way their thought process is big whiteboard, next 10-year plan. They've got the TV, they've got the PC, they've got the console, and now they've got probably the mobile games. So they're thinking, so let's promote this TV show. Let's have this remake ready for the TV show, along with the Last of Us, and that's their game plan. Let's release this new shiny product, which will then push the console sales, which would then have with the TV show as well. All three of them make more revenue, and away we go.
I feel like you could just do the same thing with a remaster though of this game.
But why would you do that when you can charge £70 for this new one? And when Billy from
but you're already charging $70 for Horizon Forbidden West, which you already have.
When Billy from down the road sees the PS5 version of Horizon, he's like, I'm gonna buy that because I just watched a TV show.
Yeah, but Connor, they can charge both for $70. That's the reason.
Good point.
Why would they not want to charge both for $70? That's just what they're doing. They're showing their hand that they want to charge $70 for literally everything now. So why not? remake the game or whatever, and just, I guess maybe add a couple new features or something like that. I don't know really what that means. That you don't want to break that game. Like that game is the game. Um, but update it and charge 70 like they did with Last of Us. So I don't know. I'm just sick of this entire idea of the remasters and remakes, and I'm just like, let's just move on from all of this. Like, let the game be playable how it is on new consoles and just move on. That's kind of where I am.
Though they are moving on. I mean, it's not. I'm sure there's a third Horizon game in development somewhere.
Yeah.
We're getting Call of the Mountain next year, and there's a standalone multiplayer game. So I'm not
there's
too
the
upset.
DLC as
And I
well around
just
the
got
corner.
Forbidden West, so it's not like I'm not getting new Horizon things in this universe. It's just why put anything towards this remake or remaster when you already got a good version of this game out there?
You could charge $70.
Maybe they got all these games in development. That
That's really I think the only reason.
Maybe they got all these games in development that are taking way too long, or going to take a long time, and they just need to fill. They need to fill. Like, we need games to come out next year. Let's chuck a Horizon remake out there. Let's chuck a fucking. God of War shows just come out. Oh, this is a great time. Let's redo God of War. Like, it just seems to.
I
be
think it's such an interesting thing you just said. I did not think about that. About them just not having.
Well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe they just
an
don't have
influx of games. Maybe they are running dry. I don't know.
Showcase or showcase around the corner. No, it isn't.
It hasn't been. Yeah.
So, maybe just things are just taking a long time. Like maybe they're all on. I know, running on Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. And like you just said, you just stated the pros for it, or a cleaner engine, less bugs, better fidelity, but on the other side, longer development time.
I don't know. It seems to be easier from everything I've seen about Unreal 5. It seems to be everything's a little quicker to do. I'm not a game developer, so I don't really know. But I don't know if PlayStation's fully committed with all of their studios.
This definitely. I mean, I'm sure you guys know. This definitely isn't on Unreal Engine 5.
No, it's Decima, of course.
Yeah, this is on the Decima engine. But I mean, we'll get into some stuff about that later. But yeah, very odd. I guess what you guys are saying makes sense. Just charge 70 for it. I mean, sure, whatever. I don't know. I would hope not.
I mean, that just seems to be what they're doing. So I have no reason to believe it's not. I mean,
we're all sat here going, "Ooh, blah blah blah," but some people got to buy it. If you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it. We're not gonna buy it. Probably not. I'm not gonna buy it.
No, I own it digitally.
Connor, I don't think Connor's gonna buy it. Like, I don't think it hits.
Look, I won't play it right. Nah, but like, listen, like, I'll want to replay Horizon Zero Dawn at some point, and then there'll be this new version out for me then.
But like, you bought Last of Us straight away.
Yeah,
but that's on a different tier of game compared to Horizon, right?
Sure.
I do think it's got something to do with the TV shows.
Oh, it's definitely got a lot to do with the TV shows.
Synergy.
Yeah. All right. So now the multiplayer game. We're not entirely sure what this is. Apparently, this was scrapped from Horizon Forbidden West, and now they're making it its own standalone product. I'm sure this will go into the fucking 30,000 live service games that they're making. So this is going to be one of them. What do you guys think about this one? I've actually always thought a multiplayer Horizon could work. That Monster Hunter in Horizon.
I don't know if it's gonna be as Monster Hunter-y. I think it's gonna be probably more like what was the other Ghost of Tsushima Legends, where you're kind of like doing more like kind of raids and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it might be more like that than like straight like Monster Hunter formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But nonetheless, I've always thought that could kind of work. I don't know if I'll be interested. Again, I'm not the multiplayer guy. PlayStation, they're just going in this whole different direction now with the multiplayer games, and it just pains me. I load a bullet into my revolver every time they announce a big revolver. Yeah, and then I just pour a tall glass of whiskey and I play Russian roulette, and I just hope it goes off. Boy. I just fucking hope it goes off.
Demon Hunt.
But no, it's like the thing is like last gen. PlayStation's making 2 or 3 games every year for me. You know what I mean? And it's like AAA, third person. I know people say they needed to innovate more, that they're making the same game over and over again. I like that same game over and over again. The dad simulators, I'm fucking here for it. You know what I mean? I love those games. And now with them going in this multiplayer direction, it's probably going to end up being that I don't think they're going to completely abandon single player games. I mean, I think Herman Hulse said as much in the interview that we're going to talk about next.
We'll get that in a second.
Yeah, and so I don't think they're gonna ever completely abandon it. But I just think now I'm gonna get one of those every 18 months, 2 years. You know what I mean? Instead of me getting 2 or 3 of those a year, I'm gonna get it way more spread out, and that sucks for me because I don't play multiplayer games like that. Like I don't have a lot of friends to play with, so I don't, and I'm up at weird times anyways. So it's like I don't really fuck with multiplayer games like that. Plus, multiplayer games, maybe I'm saying something completely obvious, but like just something feels completely empty about it when you're playing by yourself. You know what I mean? It's just like it's that fun isn't there, and
Sure.
yeah, so it sucks for people like me. I understand from a business aspect they want to make money and they're hoping all these are going to succeed. They're probably not, but yeah, it's just it's unfortunate for people like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like the direction that they're going either. Like they're they
Mm.
they they're trying to go with the times, but I don't think that they have to exactly. I think they just needed more fresh, creative ideas. I don't think that they necessarily need to shift complete gear.
They do.
What? Why?
Just because it sells, it makes more money.
Yeah, but just yeah, there are other ways to make money
It's a
than
business at the
doing
end
it
of the
in your
day.
in your
You're
stuff.
looking at you look at Fortnite, you look at Overwatch now. You look at all of them, Apex, Destiny. They all just raking in money. FIFA, Madden, they're all raking in money,
Yeah, but
millions after
you
millions.
just said they have a Destiny now.
Yeah, I know, but why
They
not
don't
do it
need
for
more than just a
every
Destiny
single game? Why not do it for
because it's
every
not all
single
going to work.
franchise? No, they're not. But one of them will, and one of them will make
Maybe,
shitload of money. It's business.
maybe
It's
it's
bullshit.
more
I mean, he's
risk.
right though. If they
Business.
can get 2 of these games to work, that'll probably make more money
Exactly.
than
Oh yeah, it
12
will.
single player big
Yeah,
AAA games that we
100%.
all like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it
then
definitely
then
will. It's just
maybe then maybe we can get
most of
more
them aren't
like
going to stick.
maybe we can get more Days Gones. Maybe we can get more, these projects that are being brought to the table every single year, every single month of like, oh, we've got an idea for this game. We don't think it's the right for this time in our current, you know, foreseeable future. It doesn't work, hasn't got this. And then when they make loads of money, then they can go, oh, let's make that small game. Oh, let's make this, that. Because when does Sony, Sony don't make too many small games. Like Stray wasn't directly from them, was it?
It's not a Sony game.
Exactly. But like they more money. They haven't got Xbox money. So I think they have to be just so careful of what they release. So it may sound stupid to us, but like Horizon Remake sounds like a great idea because new people are going to play it. More people have bought PlayStation 5s. I know there's millions of PlayStation 4s sold, but people own a PS5 that didn't own a PS4 now, and it's just shit business. It's shit. Like just the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago about Kind of Funny's new ways, new way of doing business. It's business, and business isn't for everybody. Like at the end of the day, it's their bottom line. It's PlayStation's bottom line. All they care about is money. And if they're gonna pump out all these online services game, that's their new way of thinking. We don't like it. Bring back the guy who's the guy that went to fucking Tencent last week.
Sean Layden.
Get him back because he had a great vision. It was great. He's on stage
I mean,
making the jokes.
I'm still with Sean Layden and how big and expensive these games are. If you remember,
Yeah,
he
of
had that
course.
whole talk about how big and expensive games are, and it's just not sustainable.
But
I mean, he's right.
unfortunately, like we're gonna get more of these, and like hopefully this Horizon hits. It excites me, and I'm not the multiplayer guy, but like yeah, let's get some Avoys. Let's get the guy. Is it Val? He died. Spoilers. But like, let's get him back. Robot Val. He's there. 4-on-1.
Robot.
Why not? That's the way we do things. And then there's what's Herman Holst said, like the next story, like they're gonna have live services, they're gonna come to PC and they're gonna come to PlayStation. Why is that? Microtransactions make more money gets put into the business, more games get made. It's just business, I'm afraid. I'm us three, the hardcore game story driven single player narrative people that we are. That's what we want, but unfortunately I don't think this PS5 isn't going to be like the PS4. Like we're going to get every 2 to 3 years we're going to get that big epic Last of Us, God of War, Days Gone, and a lot of it's going to be filled with Gran Turismos and MLBs and Horizon multiplayers and Last of Us, that's gonna be fucking rammed with microtransactions. And you goddamn right, me and your boy Connor, are we buying them skins? You fucking goddamn right, I'm buying a Naughty Dog t-shirt for £5.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I'm buying any of that.
Is it like when Link has like the Nintendo shirt in Breath of the Wild?
Damn right.
Says Nintendo.
I mean,
It's
rant over, and I do understand it. Like, I'm not happy about it. I played Overwatch the other day. I liked it, but I'm like, I'm not here for the forever. I'm here because of the zeitgeist. I want to see if Overwatch changed. I do like Overwatch, but I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks' time, or maybe 3 weeks' time, because that's not who I am. In 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be playing a story-driven Xbox exclusive Plague's Tale Requiem. And having a fucking
Oh, yes, we
brilliant
are,
time.
Sims. Yes, we are. We're
I'm
gonna play
fucking
Tale.
right.
Let's go. Come on.
Nabelian just tweeted 1 hour until the world changes forever. And it made me chuckle.
Next up, then, Herman Hulst has been doing interviews with multiple outlets. Some big takeaways are that live service games will come from newly acquired teams and from Sony's internal teams. Stop me if you guys want to talk about this.
You can keep going.
Okay. And not all of them will use original IPs. Single player titles are still the most profitable ones, which is like, oh, yeah, no shit. You guys haven't put out a live service game yet.
Yeah.
And then more cross-gen titles could be on the way. There's more stuff in here that we could go over, but guys, what do you think about that for right now?
One thing I want to just sprinkle with that is makes sense is that the live service games, Salt Bay, he was saying that there is a potential of these live service launching PC day and date, which if they're doing live service, it shouldn't be a potential. It should be they are, because they will fail if they don't. You having a live service game that isn't everywhere, like that's just not sustainable. Talking about sustainability, like you need a player base, you need people spending money on your game. The more people that have access to it and that can be spending money, is better. So they can't just be on PlayStation. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do launch PC, whatever that first one will be. I don't know what it would be, but
Looking like Tlu right now, probably.
Yeah. Seems like it. Fast
but
Factions. Yeah.
maybe that Haven one's further along. Who knows?
True. Or the Deviation seems to be as well.
Oh yeah, that was announced forever ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those three.
Yeah.
Seems to be. But
yeah, I think they'll all probably end up launching on PC. I mean, why not?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I like Herman Holstad going out there talking. I like Herman. He definitely knows how to speak way more than Jim Ryan. Like Jim Ryan needs to shut up and just let Herman speak more.
But Jim Ryan speaks to the gamers. I mean, he's one.
He's a true gamer.
He's a true gamer. I've seen him hold a controller. He a real one.
Yeah.
All right, Sims. Anything?
You're muted.
No, I think I said my piece on it. Like, Daniel's right though. They definitely need to come out altogether. I think definitely the live service ones, definitely both. I think the single player ones, no. I think it works in their favor. Tens of thousands of millions of copies sell on PS5, and then 8-9 months later, tens of millions of copies sell on the PC. Like, why not? Like, do that.
I think in this interview he said something about a year.
A year, yeah.
I think in this interview he did, which
he
sucks because
earliest a year.
At early, see that sucks. You don't want to hear that. It should just be launching simultaneously. Just have as many people have access to it.
Well, that's for single player games.
They gotta make the money, man.
I know. Well, I'm just saying.
Money.
Yeah, but it shouldn't really matter.
I think single player games are what sell the console, though.
Yeah, they need to get away from that.
No.
Everyone else is getting away from that.
I would hope not. I wish they'd go back to it, to be honest.
What? Oh, not launching on PC?
No, it's having single player games be your forefront because they're going into the live service.
Oh. Well, yeah. I'm not saying that shouldn't. I'm just saying like they should be focusing on just having as many people have access to the game. Like Ragnarok should come out on PC the same day.
Why would you do that when?
Because there's more people that will buy it. What do you mean?
But that's what drives your console sales.
But then
I'm just saying they shouldn't worry about that.
You give it another year.
They make more on software.
God of War Ragnarok releases on PC. on better hardware, like there'll be a 5080 next, in a year's time, and then people are gonna want to play God of War Ragnarok with better graphics on a 5080, and they're gonna spend another $70 because people are stupid. People buy things twice. Connor, you hurt me. People buy things twice.
I'm
Sometimes
just
three
saying that
times.
It's just
that's a lot.
business.
Yes, but the
Unfortunately,
business, they should just launch a day and date.
no, but why would you not? Why would you
For
do
the
that? You're
game
leaving money on
sales,
the
that makes
table.
sense. But like,
Yeah.
if let's say there's a God of War 3, right, or whatever. I know the trilogy's finished off. Who cares? Let's say there's a God of War 3. They put out the
Yeah.
remake of God of War 2018 on PC. People play that. God of War Ragnarok comes to PC. A couple years before that, and now the PC
That
kids
gets a
are sitting there
remake
like, yeah, that gets a remake right before that. And then the PC kids, they play those two, and they're like, fuck, I'm super into God of War. Oh, God of War 3 is coming out. It's only on PS5 for the first year, but I really want to play that. What do? You go out, you buy a PS5.
Amen, bro.
Yeah, I just don't think that they need to be worried about more software because they don't make as much per dollar as you do with software as you do with the hardware. Like
But
the hardware just doesn't make it.
Then you get to do the nice shiny tweet. Cyberpunk the other day, 20 million. Oh, you've sold 20 million, and then all of a sudden everyone's forgot that it had a terminal launch. It sold 20 million. It must be a successful game.
Yeah, I mean, for most games though, they sell like the most they ever do in like the first month. So like you got to ride on that, you know.
It's just
You
more
know,
money. It's just money.
I just have a
innit?
different perspective on it.
I get
guess.
it. I do. I completely
It's
do.
just to bring people into the PS5 ecosystem.
I understand.
Because
I think they need to
money
stop
just
focusing
selling
on
games
that.
on that.
They need to adopt the. We
I
want
mean-
everyone to play.
I mean,
God of War
today,
Ragnarok.
I don't know if you saw today
Yeah.
that Spider-Man's got an update on the PC that you can connect your PSN account. So, like, interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
it should definitely do that. That makes a lot of sense.
Last little tidbit to go with that. There's multiple studios using the Decima engine for upcoming games.
Yeah, it's a good engine.
Yeah, Death Stranding and Horizon both made in that engine. So,
Good engine.
all right.
I wonder how much they want to move to Unreal 5 too. We'll see.
We will see. Next up, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is getting a direct today. It starts. We were just talking about it. Starts in like 50 minutes. Got a cool little poster. Everyone's talking about Mario's ass. What do you guys think about his ass?
Or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
I don't know. It looks like Mario. Looks like Mushroom Kingdom to me. I saw. It wasn't our boy in that, Connor?
Who? Toad?
Toad. Captain Toad. Wasn't that Captain Toad there? I
Was
saw
it?
in that picture. I think so. I think our boy Captain Toad was in that picture.
I'm into that.
Yeah. Maybe he'll help Mario. Like I know the way, and then he'll assist Mario. Come on.
Yeah, sure. This movie sounds interesting. I don't know. It's I wish it was made by Pixar. Then I'd be like, okay, this is gonna be really good.
Yeah.
But no, it's made by the Minions guys. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I got the picture here. There's a lot going on in this picture. I've not actually looked at it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that.
I don't know about you guys, but I've just become way less interested in movies just in general. Besides like MCU, like I don't know. I haven't watched a single movie this year that hasn't been a Marvel movie. You know, I don't know. It's so weird because I used to be like high school. I was more into movies than I was video games, to be honest. And
none of the the Everything Everywhere All at Once and all that.
I do want to. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's like that sounds
Maverick.
interesting, but I never saw that. Never watched Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, I just don't care. You know, it's all about TV nowadays. I think the bar for TV has just been raised so high now to where TV shows are finally movie quality, like in every way, and you just get more in depth with characters and whatnot with TV now. To where
there's something nice about a nice movie being out. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I am just right now in this moment. I'm just completely not into movies.
Sure. I mean that's fair, and we're getting a lot of video game products as well. So. Yeah. Especially Sony, like they're working on
like the Uncharted movie. I haven't even watched the Uncharted movie. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's just a quick watch.
Is it? It's on Netflix.
It's very fine.
Sonic 2, I fell asleep.
It's fine. It's
great movie. Ignore this motherfucker. Sonic 2, GOAT tier movie.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking great. There's a fucking
No.
wedding scene.
And the entire
Sonic's
wedding
doing some
is
stuff.
is
The
so
entire wedding's
stupid.
great cinema.
It's
You're a
so
fucking idiot. If
stupid.
that doesn't win an
It's
Oscar,
awful.
I was.
It's
I
awful.
just can't with you today, Daniel. Okay, right. Okay, no. Yeah, I look forward to this. I'm really interested in his voice. It's such a big like point of conversation that I'm interested at this point. I'm like, at the beginning I was like, I don't give a fuck. He's gonna be great. It's gonna be all right. Like it's gonna be a Mario movie. But now I'm like, how is this American gonna sound like Mario
Gonna be fine. That's
without
it.
offending anyone?
No, it doesn't matter. He could literally say nothing and people will complain about it.
Did you guys hear the like fake voice of it? Where he's like, "Hey, gabagoo, you motherfucker."
Like Tony Soprano voice.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Hey, you motherfucker."
That's exactly what I want Mario to sound like.
All right. Next up, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got a new 14-minute trailer breaking down some aspects of the game. Seems your cursor gets in my way again, I will fly over there and slap you.
Boys. Easy.
Yeah, there isn't a ton to say about this little trailer here. It's a pretty decent chunk of trailer. There's a whole voiceover. They kind of just gloss over some stuff. They
Really
show a couple new
patronizing
Pokemon.
voiceover. I literally just watched it before the show, right? And
Yeah.
I'm listening to this woman, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, I am 31
In
years
that
old
tone.
now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and you can go on your adventure. Obviously, I know about the
Yeah.
adventure. Listen, woman, right? Voiceover lady. I'm guaranteed you're about 24. This is your next big break. Yeah. Right. You know when it just pisses me off. You know when people come at me and like, oh, you play Pokemon. You know, kids on the street, yeah. Kids in where I work, yeah. Kids. I was on a walk with my kid like last week, yeah, doing a little Cubs thing, like for scouts. And this kid comes and goes, "Excuse me, mister, have you played Pokemon?" I was like, "Listen, you punk. I was playing fucking Pokemon before you even thought about it. Right? Come at me with your fucking Pikachu's. Oh, have you got a shiny Charizard? Listen, kid." But no, I don't like. To be real, obviously Natalie's big into it. You know, she fucking absorbs this information daily. She said
Couldn't
it was
tell
a whole,
with the amount of Pokemon stuffed animals behind you.
Yeah. Got a new one as well. Got Gengar.
Ooh, that's one of my
coming
favorites.
That's coming out next week. This week. 40 minutes of pretty much everything that we already knew. That's what she says, and that's all that matters. Natalie's opinion is all that matters on this.
A little more
podcast.
in depth, but
More gameplay. There's more gameplay. My observations from it was not even like a bad. It is, but like, and it just didn't look like it run well. And then me and Natalie had the conversation. I was like, it's not necessarily Pokemon's fault. It's just like they're pushing Nintendo's hardware to the best of Game Freak's ability.
it's a little bit of Game Freak's fault.
But it looks. It maybe it was just the way the trailer ran. But Nintendo just needs to upgrade their game. Like, if this doesn't look great, what's Zelda gonna look like? Like that's a massive concern. Like at this point now, and I do think we're a February away from Switch is coming out.
Hopefully,
Maybe a Switch Pro, but not. It's not a Switch 2. It's a Switch Pro, and it comes out.
The Switch color.
the new
May-
Switch.
May is it May the 8th or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, the best date or name would be Super Switch, right?
Super Switch
Has to
would
be,
good
yeah.
too.
Like, why
Super
not?
Super Switch.
And have the wicked the original retro logo. Super Switch. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it would.
They could do SS as their as their shirt for that.
Yeah, man.
That'll go over well.
Very briefly, you can actually just order a Steam Deck now.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
And it's with you in 2 weeks.
Wow, they must have got production up.
Yeah,
Good.
man.
All right, we got a lot to go over still here, so
go,
let's
go,
get
go.
going.
I'm gonna dip
fa-
2 minutes. So I got some kids out.
Sure. Fandom has acquired some popular gaming-related entertainment brands such as GameSpot, GameFAQs, Giant Bomb, Metacritic, and the all-knowing, all-powerful TV Guide. All hail
just to
the
let you all
TV
know,
Guide.
I had a phone call this week from Fandom. I turned them down. It's in a bit.
Oh no.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, this is kind of weird, Daniel.
Yeah, it's interesting because GameSpot and Giant Bomb, who I follow both of them. I guess more Giant Bomb, but they were just recently acquired, I think within the past 2 years, by Red Ventures, who
Oh, really?
pretty quickly turned around and sold them again. which kind of sucks. But everything seems to be fine with both of them. I hadn't seen any layoffs or anything, so
Yeah, I don't imagine they'll get any big changes. I think
yeah.
they're buying these to keep them the same, really.
Yeah, it seems
One
like fandom.
interesting thing Colin Moriarty pointed out about this is he did on Sacred Symbols Plus. He was doing like a call-in show type thing, and he was talking about these all sold for a fraction of what IGN was sold to from Fox like 10 years ago, which tells you a lot about where the direction these companies are heading in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, hopefully there's no big changes. Seems like fandom's fine with them, so I don't expect to see layoffs, but there might be. Who knows?
I think we're a few short years away from a lot of these going away. If I'm being honest, as sad as that might sound, I don't think the personalities are going to go away. Obviously, I mean, they can just make their own podcast, their own YouTube channel.
Or just go to Patreon. Like I can see Giant Bomb just going to doing their own Patreon or something.
Yeah, maybe the guys from there break off and do something like that. I mean, obviously, Metacritic will always be around. And of course,
I mean, some of them did.
TV Guide will. Yeah, some of them are.
Firstman did.
Right? I think
Nextlander did.
I think we're a few short years away from GameSpot not existing anymore.
Essentially. Yeah. It sucks. I'm a fan of a couple of them, but
again, I don't think like the main personalities there have anything really to worry about because they can just go start their own stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think GameSpot itself not looking good.
That sucks. They're an institution,
Yeah, I mean it's just direction everything's heading in, man. Like people, majority of people just go to whoever they like on YouTube for their news.
Content creator.
Yeah, whatever single YouTuber can do the same job there, and reap all the benefits that GameSpot has already had,
Yeah. Or if they want to see a game, just go on Twitch, go on YouTube, just type that game and you just find something.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the guys that'll stick around are the guys that are like actually making the news, not making the, but getting inside information from these people like that, like your Jason Schreiers and people like that. They'll stick around because they're actually doing something that no one else can do because they're insiders. But yeah, I think a lot of these big publications are just going to end up going away.
At least in the way we know. Right.
Sure. All right. Next up, then, Blooper Team has announced their latest game, The Medium, is getting a TV show adaptation. The only other information we have is that one of the producers of Netflix The Witcher will be supervising the show. Bum, bum, bum. Another one, Daniel.
Yeah, another one, baby.
What do we think this is? I mean, I'm sure we've talked about this before, but like this is all just because streaming services just need so much content, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all this is. It's just like, okay, cool.
You got an IP you want to work with?
Exactly. You have a slightly known IP? Great. Come on board. We'll make a TV show. Fuck it. Why not? We need it. It's just there's so many streaming services now. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, they just all need shit. So, you want to make a medium TV show? Why not?
Yeah. I don't really have much to say. I didn't hate The Medium as much as I think some people did. I think it's one of their better games. There are some things in there that I don't like, but I think it was a decent step. But I don't know what Blooper really needs to do to make a great game. But yeah, I'm not really that interested in the TV show. Maybe it could be cool if there's some actors tied.
I like horror TV shows, right? So it's
like,
okay. I mean, maybe you guys make something cool out of that.
This isn't Flanagan though.
Good point. Great point. Now, if Mike Flanagan gets announced, he's directed this.
Exactly.
All on board. On board. That's really what it comes down to. Is it's all about who's making it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously there can be your random new guy. It comes up and he makes something great, but like a lot of times you attach a guy that's made something shit to it before. It's you're gonna see that same product.
Right. For sure.
All right. Well, medium TV show. We'll see you sometime in 2025 or whatever. Where's
Maybe
that?
quicker.
Where's the Life is Strange TV show? Where's that?
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, where's the
guy was
Devil
like
May Cry TV show?
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, that's supposed to be made by the Castlevania.
I know.
Guy, right?
It's Adi Shankar, right?
That would be pretty fucking good, huh?
I mean, didn't he announce that like a couple years ago? Like, where is it, Adi? Come on.
It's all those Ubisoft ones too on Netflix.
Yeah.
BioShock. I'll watch that movie. Just so I can hate it, just so I can come on here and be like, fuck them. They ruined it.
It's mine.
It's mine, you little bastards. Next up, the latest Dead Space remake trailer has come out, giving us our first look at the final product of the game. The game launches on January 27th of next year. Daniel.
Yes.
See the trailer? You like it?
I did. We saw like some store page stuff last week, so we kind of assumed that this was coming pretty quick, and then they announced they were doing a trailer. It looks good. The visuals look great. I have one minor complaint, and I think I said this, and nobody really commented on it. Is his design is really boxy, and I'm not crazy about how boxy, especially the helmet. The helmet just looks like a box.
Yeah, the helmet is kind of square, huh?
I don't like how square it looks because I don't
Yeah.
think it looked that square in the original. I think it was a little
no,
more
it's kind of
rounded.
more like around his head.
Yeah, it's a
I hear what you're
little
saying.
too square for me.
Yeah.
But that's like a weird minor complaint. And that's just come because I love
Looks more
Dead
like those
Space.
like shield things that like mechanics use when they're using a
Yes,
welder thing. Yeah.
It does. Which makes sense because he's an engineer.
Yeah,
It does make
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's just a minor complaint from like a big fan like me. But I'm excited. I'm not huge into remakes and stuff. I'm still kind of questioning if I really want to play this because like what's that game? Forspoken's coming out around the same time. We're getting a lot of games at the end of this year, a bunch in the first 6 months. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit this game
I
in,
think
even though it looks good.
Forspoken's Metacritic will. I know you shouldn't base everything off Metacritic scores and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But the reviews of Forspoken will determine whether or not I play this on that date.
right. Yeah,
I'm with
but
you
it
on
looks
that.
good.
I think a Dead Space remake is appropriate at this time. I think it's been like what 15 years at this point.
I think
Around there,
2008.
2008.
Right?
So yeah, a little bit. I think 15 years is good to make a remake. I think
I'm not saying
that sounds
that
like a fine point to
I'm
me.
not saying that it shouldn't be remade or not. I'm just saying for
Sure.
me, I'm not like a big remake person or anything like that. So.
Sure. But like
The
if
only
you
one
have
that-
like a truly great game, I think 15 years is an appropriate time to then go
Sure,
ahead
yeah.
and remake it. That sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I was seeing the screen by screen comparison of the old one and the new one, and I was like, it's not that much better. Like it's a lot better, don't get me wrong, but it's just it's not like
Those games hold up.
yeah, they definitely do. But nonetheless, I'm excited to play this again. I haven't played this since like 2008. It's one of those games I went over to a friend's and me and him played, and I did that with Dead Space 2 as well. Did that with a lot of games back in the day. Max Payne 3, I did that with, just passing the controller back and forth.
Baby.
So I guess I'm kind of excited to play it, like just me, by myself in a dark room, and play the whole thing again. That sounds cool. Same thing with Resident Evil 4. I haven't played that in however many years as well. So yeah, they're kind of like the same thing. Interesting they're coming out so close to each other.
Yeah. Tim's, are you excited for Dead Space remake?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm hoping like that. I just hope both games are successful. Like, that's it. Yeah, I like this game. The only thing I'm really worried about is the, when you get in, there's a part of the game when you get in that ship.
Oh, that was the worst. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Shooting like the meteors or whatever they
I
are.
stuck on that bit for a
Whatever.
long time,
Awful
man.
part. Worst part of the game.
Worst part of the game. So yeah, that's the only bit that really worries me. To be honest
Yeah, I
with
think they're updating a little bit. I just hope they don't change too much. But it's still, I don't even know if I'm gonna play it. So who knows?
I think
I
with
mean,
no cuts.
how much is this
sounds really
game?
cool.
It's true. I
Yeah.
think this game is 70.
It is 70.
Yeah. Which is like, all right, guys, we need to stop here. What are we really doing here?
You still don't like this, huh? I mean, obviously
don't.
none of us
I
like
don't.
this, but like, I feel like every major game this fall pretty much is
Yeah.
70, right? Gotham Knights,
Bayonetta's not.
Bayonetta. Well, Nintendo hasn't
That's
switched. I
Nintendo.
guarantee
I
you,
know.
Nintendo's switching to 70 when
They'll
that
be the
system
first.
comes
Yeah.
out. Guarantee, and it'll never get marked down. But
Yeah.
what else? Gotham Knights, Call of Duty,
God of War.
God of War, obviously, Callisto Protocol 70.
Callisto.
Midnight Suns is 70. I mean, we're pretty much in the era, man. Like it's happened. The transition is here. We're paying 70.
I hate it. I just don't like it, but hey, whatever. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's too late. Too late to go back. All right, let's rip through the next couple here so we can get to what we've been playing.
Gotta go
Popular
back,
voice
Jack.
actress Jennifer Hale is voicing Bayonetta for Bayonetta 3 instead of original voice actress Helena Taylor. Daniel,
Yeah.
you feeling some type of way about this?
A little bit. Like, we didn't know that she was coming back because I think you probably don't remember this one. When this game first was re-revealed, I was questioning if it was Helena Taylor because I didn't know. I didn't think it was. And
Yeah, interesting. We're just getting like confirmation.
I know.
Wow. Yeah.
Because back when it first was revealed, I didn't know if it was, and it wasn't. I love Jen Hale. She's great. She's in so many video games. She's one of the best. But it does kind of suck, you know. Helena Taylor is, you know, iconic as Bayonetta. It seems like if whatever future Bayonetta games, seems like maybe Jen Hale will just be the voice now, which, you know, good for her.
I mean, she's a
Um,
great actress, right? I mean,
she
she's in a
is, of
ton of
course.
shit. So
Yeah.
So,
Most notably, Femshep.
Shepherd, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is just excellent. So
Yeah.
she's gonna do great. Sucks that Helena Taylor's not gonna be there, but yeah.
Only a few short weeks away from this game, so looking forward to it.
Oh baby, inject it into my brain.
Sims, you been another guy? No.
Yeah, like I love
Yeah.
number one. I own number two.
Okay.
I mean, I put number two in my Switch the other day. I started it like a long time ago. Played like about an hour of it. But it's back in the Switch. It's just I keep meaning to think, oh, I'll play that. But I just been watching a lot of shit. So
It won't take you too long if you just play it.
yeah, I
It's
think I'm
not
just
that long
gonna.
of a game.
But then I'm thinking I'm not gonna get it day one. I'll probably get it for Christmas. So
Sure.
there's no rush.
Oh, Rush indeed. Speaking of Rush, Need for Speed Unbound has been revealed, and it is releasing on December 2nd of this year.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround. I think Kyle Moriarty's been saying this for months at this point.
Yeah. So is Jeff Grubb. He I think was the one that leaked the game a long time ago. He was basically saying
I'm on Stead
Yeah.
Industry of this game. Yeah, I'm not a Need for Speed guy. You guys?
Some of the older ones, like my cousin had some of them on his GameCube. I think it was the Underground ones.
Underground one, man, is the GOAT.
I think it was two that he played a lot, but
it's the
yeah.
best one, number one. Boom.
This trailer looks awesome.
This looks sick.
I like the vibe of it. I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but it looks really good.
Trailer's there if you
hopefully
want to see Connor. Want to see that some drifting.
Yeah,
some
hopefully it comes out
animations,
good.
Some animated characters.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah,
Was this like cell shaded?
Yeah, man.
It's got like
oh, look at that.
It's got like graffiti.
Yeah, man.
Stuff.
It's like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Look at that Mercedes. He's touching the spoilers. He's rapping.
Travis Scott.
It's
No,
ASAP Rocky.
it's A$AP Rocky,
Some
which-
fucking respect
Excuse me
on
for
A$AP
No, don't
Rocky with the
respect
dollar
A$AP.
sign.
Get ASAP
Excuse
out
me
of
I'm
here.
being
Yes,
sarcastic.
Isn't he
ASAP.
the one that like let people die?
I don't
at
know
his
what you mean.
concert. Okay.
No,
whatever.
That was
Scott.
Travis Scott.
That was Travis Scott. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Both of them
clearly
can
I
get
get
outta
these
here.
two confused.
They could both get out of here. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Cool
Next
looking game though.
up,
Cool looking game.
EA's canceled a Plants vs Zombies game in 2016, codenamed Project Hot Tub, has gotten some more details through IGN.
Yeah, scoop. Got a
Game
little scoop here.
apparently canceled in 2016 to help. This is the funny part.
Yeah, this is go for it.
This game was canceled to help Visceral Games work on the Star Wars game, which then got canceled itself.
Crazy.
Yeah, wow. Jeez.
Was
Was this supposed to be like a traditional Plants vs Zombie?
there
Did we
are
get three ever?
screenshots in there.
Yeah, are there?
No,
Okay.
this is it looked more like a third person. They said I think she describes it having like Arkham combat, kind of more of a combo-y type of
Arkham
combat.
Interesting.
It was like a little boy. He looked like he was shrunken. He was like using like a leaf in one of the pictures.
The
for, like,
concept
a
art is
glider.
on the stream if you want it.
Yeah, it seemed it seems like they were trying to do something new with Plants vs Zombies, which is really
Did you
cool.
get that comment?
It's a cool franchise. Yeah, it sucks to see this. It's a cool scoop, getting some more info behind the scenes. I always love stuff like this. So, yeah, it sucks for this team because they went and worked on another canceled video game. It's just crazy.
This looks good, man.
It does look pretty cool.
Really good, yeah. You know what?
What was it like Breath of the Wild and Plants vs Zombies?
It kind of
Everything's
had some
got
rough wild.
fucking-
Yeah.
Everything's gonna glide.
This was before the game came out, Breath of the Wild, but
This could have beat him to the punch, man.
could have beat Breath of the
All been
Wild.
talking about Plants vs Zombies. What a 10 out of 10 masterpiece that was.
Who
Yeah.
like, like obviously so this is Red Valentine's this is her article.
Reporting.
Like how does like her and Imran like decide who gets the scoop?
I mean, they have different sources probably.
I'm sure they got the same scoop, same
You don't think they're
sources.
talking to each other?
I mean, they're talking, but they got different scoops. Amron's got different people he talks to, probably. And she has different people that she talks to as well.
What a scoop.
Yeah.
And our last news story. Key members of the Disco Elysium team are no longer working there. They have left. They're gone. Bye-bye.
It doesn't seem like they have just
Do
left,
in
too.
development.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, now it's not after these
It
guys
doesn't
left?
seem like no. If there's a second thing I linked in there that happened that something today. It seems like they didn't just leave. They were kind of like forced out a little bit.
Interesting.
It seems like, and then one of them said that the sequel's probably not being made now. That doesn't necessarily mean it won't. I think it's more up in the air now because like these three people were, I guess, very important parts of the first game. So they could replace them and make a sequel, but I guess we'll have to see. It really sucks seeing this story, it being very corporate, big business kind of pushing them out, even though they're not like a huge team. But you don't like to see it.
You hate to see it.
You hate
All
to
right,
see
guys.
it.
We're going to move on to what we've been playing. Sims, let's start with you, bud.
Nothing.
You didn't play anything
fucking
this
guy.
week.
Played some Overwatch. No, nothing. What have I played last week? Nothing. Dying Light. I've been playing Dying Light now.
Oh, are you still doing that? Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Oh, you stuck in that room still?
No. Yeah. I mean,
You're
I
still
don't know.
stuck in
Did
the
you hear
room?
Connor? Like, I was in a room. Do you hear about the story?
Yeah,
about
you were trapped in a room or something and couldn't get out.
So like every night was like, every night we'd finish on, we're never playing this game again. So then the next day, I'm like, should we try it a bit more? And Natalie's like, I don't want to. And I was like, being the great husband that I am, going, we have to play this. She was like, I really don't want to. And then, but secretly, I didn't want to either. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
But it was like,
You
oh,
just
let's
want
play,
both of you to be miserable.
let's just spend some time together. Let's just be happy together. And then
Yeah,
we got
let's
to
be
like
happy
the
in
next,
this room.
we got
can't
into
get
like the
out of.
next area, which was even bigger and even more open. And we were just like, I was like, I'm done. He's like, fuck. And that was it. That's the end of it. Terrible, man. It's such a bad game. Like, I'm not even gonna waste my energy. It was just terrible. Like, it was just nothing. It was just shit, bad, awful, terrible, wang. I played some Overwatch. I'm trying to play New World because it's got like I think they got some like fresh servers starting soon. So I think it's like a fresh new server, brand spanking new like economy. So like none of them like. I think it got hacked, not hacked, but like I think someone found a glitch where like everything's like they just got loads of money. So then obviously that just ruins like the ecosystem of the game, like the economy, like everything's just like skyrocketed, like everything's high priced because there's too much money in the game.
Sure. I remember you being excited to play this a while ago.
I've owned it
right?
since Christmas.
Yeah.
So anyway, they announced the other day that they've like I think they got some DLC coming out in a couple of weeks, and instead of like double XP at the moment, so I was like, what? No better time. Like I'm not doing anything. I'm sat here waiting for fucking Plague Tale.
A Plague Tale.
What I'm waiting for, really. So yeah, but we watched TV. Watched Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay. I have not seen it. I do like Evan Peters though. How's he?
He's phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah.
Like he's like the next Zac Efron. You know what I mean? Like I remember watching Zac Efron.
That's a weird
I remember watching Zac Efron in like a really cheesy. I think it was called Trouble back in the day. It was like a TV show, not a TV, like a TV channel, Trouble, and it had like your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's, that's that 70s show, stuff like that. And then they'd have this show called Summerland, and Zac Efron was in it. You little baby Zac Efron.
Now he's jacked.
Now he's jacked and he's sick. So I don't know, Zach. Just this Evans Peters watching him from like American Horror Story, and now he's doing all these fantastic stuff, and he like watching like real footage of like Jeffrey Dahmer, and then watching him. He just plays it really well.
So the show is intercutted with actual footage as well?
No.
Oh, you're going and looking.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's weird how they do the show. The end, they start the show at the end, and then kind of talk you through what happened.
Uncharted 2.
Yeah, Connor. Like, obviously, Connor's from Milwaukee, so like, obviously we're a game show, but like, a couple of questions like, Is this at the moment?
Please, man, I got all the Jeffrey Dahmer knowledge. Go ahead, shoot him off.
So at the moment, like, what was it like? Is there like an uncomfortable feel in your town? Like,
yeah, we're all, it's like COVID again. We're all staying 6 feet away from each other. No one trusts anyone. We're all looking over our shoulders. It's a weird vibe here in Milwaukee.
But is there like a pissed off, like, oh shit, this is all being brought up again? Like, I know this is like 91.
I don't know.
Because obviously, I don't think you were born. I think you were, what, 93, 94 you were born?
95.
So I don't, obviously, you probably, I don't know, like, the older generation, your mom maybe. Like, does your mom remember this shit? Or?
Sure she does. I don't know. I don't know if you know this about me, Sims. I don't talk to people. Right? I hate everyone. Right? So, yeah. So,
like this morning, I had to check in on you.
I don't
like,
fucking
you
know.
okay? It's like, yeah, great. No one spoke to me in weeks. Fucking brilliant.
Love it. Great. That's how I like
it's
it.
It's just curious. Like the show ends on like, just the he's dead. But like the show ends on like the building that he lived in, did his heinous stuff in, got knocked down. And the woman that lived in the same building was like pretty much like, well, why don't we let's do a memorial on this patch of land that we have going to remember the people that are like his victim. And it ended on a note of like, well, nothing's happened ever. So like, I mean, have you ever drove past that patch of land? I mean,
maybe I never even heard about that.
Yeah, just I don't know.
I had no idea.
I just think
we have a golden statue of the Fonz that I know about.
Henry Winkler.
I've been there. Yeah, he's like 8.
Nice. Shout out to Henry Winkler.
He's
in Barry.
So that was
great
fun.
Barry.
The actual documentary is out tomorrow on Netflix. So they did this and then they're doing a proper documentary. So we're looking forward to watching that. Yeah, it's interesting. Milwaukee. Yeah, I was just like when they first mentioned Milwaukee.
Hey, is that Connor?
Hey,
I don't know. I had
you could see our
you.
clock tower, which is actually bigger than Big Ben. So, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Is it though?
It is. It is. It actually is. Yeah.
Is it though?
Cool. Yeah, because America's better.
But no. More interestingly enough, so we're all aware of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
The original series,
yeah. So I have means of watching TV shows, and I have it on this hard drive. And I was watching, what was I watching? Atlanta. And you ever just watch the TV show and you're like, I'm too lazy to even turn it off at the credits. And then the next minute I know the first episode of Bel-Air, the remake that I'd like downloaded out of curiosity. I mean, streamed out of curiosity, allegedly. Started playing. I was like, all right, I'll give it a minute.
This is the drama that they made.
This is the drama Bel-Air, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remake.
And no one talked about after it came out?
Nobody talked about it came out. And
like Rings of Power, gotcha.
Yeah, just 10 episodes later, I'm like, this is all right. It's all right. I'm just like, okay. Yeah, it's different, very different, very interesting. I think I watched that out of curiosity of like, oh, how is Will Smith going to be portrayed by a different actor that isn't Will Smith, if that makes sense. And they
But that is supposed to be his character as well. Still, it's like a reboot.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, he is Will Smith basically.
Okay.
He got into a fight.
It's like, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah. Basically, the story is he got into a fight. His mom got scared, but in the original Fresh Prince, it was more of a sitcom comedy.
Well, I didn't know that this was a soft reboot. I just thought it was like
literally starts with
different, just a completely different.
I guess
thing.
I didn't realize it's actually trying to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I thought it was like Will Smith's life during Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Starts off this kid first. I think it's his first ever role. He starts off in Philadelphia. The first episode builds to why he got into the fight, why his mom got scared, and then why he moved to his aunt and uncle in Bel-Air. And then and it's just very darker, so it's a bit more real, like and then it goes into then he goes to Bel-Air, meets his auntie and uncle. He meets the new Jazz, he meets the new Carlton. Carlton's not necessarily this dancing idiot. He's a bit more of an uptight rich kid who doesn't really like Will moving in because he's pretty much running Bel-Air. He's running his school. Like, Hillary is an influencer because why wouldn't she be from
this is also set during like current day?
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like Carlton hangs around with white folk because he goes to pretty much a white school. And
Fucking
then
hate
like
white
Will Smith, like he's like Carlton's like, I'll introduce you to my friends, and then they're dropping the N bomb here, there, and everywhere. Will Smith's like, hold on a minute, and you're okay with this, Carlton? And then there's some beef. You've got Philip Banks. He's running for district attorney, which is one of the arcs in the TV show. Cameos for days.
Does Will have a cameo?
No, but the two the mums do. So Vivian's in it, only for like right at the end of the show, and then Will's mum's in it.
I feel like Will should have played Uncle Phil.
That'd be cool.
Stop
The way to go for it. It is honestly, if you just high, or you just got the munchies and you've got an
Where
hour
is it
to
even
spare,
at?
Peacock.
It's on. Oh, gross! No one wants that.
Peacock.
Yeah,
You sure you can get ready for the Twisted Metal show?
No,
No?
I'm not.
You sure you don't want to?
It was an interesting 10. It was an interesting 10 episodes, and it's been. I think they pitched 2 seasons, so there is a season 2 coming. They speed through all the major storylines real quick. So it's like, Will's dad.
I was gonna. That was the first thing
That's
that
how
went
they
to my
end
thought.
the
They doing
show.
Will's dad.
Why? Oh, that's how they end it? Oh, you gotta end it with a heartbreak.
So, Will's dad. Who plays Will's dad?
I don't know.
In the
2
show?
guesses each.
Uh,
It's not going to be a big actor, is it? Let's face it. It's a well-known, bit of a has-been actor.
That's a weird sentence
Spoilers.
you just said.
He's a black man.
Okay.
Morgan Freeman.
Hello there.
Chris
Charlie.
Rock.
No. I get this wrong. He's one of the Wayans brothers. He's Shorty.
Marlon.
Shorty. In
Marlon.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe it. I was like, really?
Interesting. I like Marlon Wayans.
Oh yeah, it was great. Honestly, if you're high, you're bored, just put it on, just out of curiosity. And I ended up smashing 10 episodes in like 4 days. I was like, this is great. Yeah,
No, you have to be high to watch this. Great.
I mean, I wasn't high, like, but no, it's good. It was good. It was just, I downloaded it. I mean, streamed it allegedly, downloaded it allegedly, out of curiosity, and I never got around to it. And then
You tell me you illegally stole it. You're admitting to
no, I
that
did
right
not.
now.
No, not at all.
Get 'em.
Allegedly.
Get 'em, boys. Get 'em.
Get the fucking ground.
Crashing through his wall.
But yeah, like I don't know, just chilling, really, just chilling, watching.
Getting ready for all these
TV.
games coming out.
Yeah, just I might jump on New World in a minute. I might try and play some Overwatch with that in a bit. But TV, man, just lots of TV. It's great. Atlanta's good. Dharma's good. Good. It's real
Good indeed. Daniel, I'm assuming you're playing more Dark Souls?
Yes.
Excuse
Dark
me.
Souls
Okay.
and
What was that? It's
Splatoon.
like a Dying Seal. Holy shit. All right, go ahead.
Splatoon 3. I'm still just playing around. I got this, what is it called? The
Squid.
arrow sprayer or something like I forget the exact name of this one.
Spray.
I think it's like arrow spray or something. I think it's arrow spray. It's like just a quicker shooting, kind of like the normal splatter shot, but it's just quicker shooting. It's pretty good. I like the super that it came with. So I'm just really enjoying Splatoon 3. It's just a fun time. I just wish Nintendo had better servers. Like I played for
Are you like getting kicked out a lot, or
no? If someone drops, it drops the whole match.
yeah.
They don't. They want 4-on-4. They don't want mismatched anything. I just wish that they just would fix their online. But yeah, I'm having a great time. It's definitely one of my favorite games this year for sure. And then Dark Souls. I said last week I was getting close. I was in getting to like the deal. I went to the DLC area. I have now beaten every boss in the game except for one that I think it's an achievement, but I was told that it like breaks the game somehow. She didn't explain more, but I have beaten the whole game.
So what, you're just not fucking with that one?
No, I don't need all the achievements. I don't care. So I did all
like
this optional. I don't know.
Oh, you
It's
just
an
found
achievement,
Gotcha.
but I don't know what that boss really is. But other than that, I've beaten every boss in the game, every optional boss in the game.
Damn,
I
you got
did.
through that quick.
I did. Yeah, there's like 3 bosses at the end.
How
One of
far?
them,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was say 2 of them were in the DLC area. One was like this knight. His name was Knight Astorius. Took forever. He took like it was like a big 3-hour session, and then I came back like 2 days later, and I beat him without even getting hit. It was just a no hit
You got
run.
the cheat code.
No, I pure gamer skill,
He
just
had
no
the
hit.
The
frame like
cheat
Sims.
code is like when you die and die and die. You turn it off, and then in the morning you just have this superpower on you.
Basically, so what
It's the
happened?
cheat code.
It was
Honestly,
on
it's
a
just it's,
it
it's
was on Tuesday when I beat it. It was
cheat
Tuesday
code, man.
night.
Tuesday cheese, man.
Sunday was I did like a big session against this one boss. It was like 3 hours of me just only him, and I was going at it. And then Monday I played D&D at night, and I didn't really have a lot of time, so I didn't even touch the game. I come back on Tuesday. I fought him a couple more times, and then I came back one more time and just flawless run.
It just
Didn't touch him.
happens, doesn't it? Connor, it's a magical feeling, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just a magical thing.
Yeah, I've had it before.
You
Sure,
just,
sure.
it's like, what
You're
happened to me?
stuck.
I'm
You're
a god.
frustrated
I'm
on
a
something,
god
then
now.
you turn it off for a while. You come back.
And then the final boss of the DLC, his name is Manus. He was just hard. He was a tough fight, super tough fight.
Which game is this? Dark Souls.
Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
And then the remastered has all the DLC in it as well. And then I went to go to the main final boss, Gwyn. He was tough. He was pretty tough. He wasn't as tough as I think those other 2 bosses, but there was one fight that I had with him that I lost it. I was just angry. I killed him and he killed me at the same time. Didn't count. I was so angry.
It's like you both swung at the same time at the end.
Yes.
Killed each other?
See what happened was he was doing a move, which it shouldn't be this way. If I kill him, he should die and not still do a move. So I killed him. I did. My longsword has a thrust attack, so I killed him, and he was in the middle doing a move, and then he killed me after.
Bastard.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to relive what happened last night, but
Daniel
I
clenched his
him.
controller even harder
I
than
was-
he normally does.
I was
Traditionally,
angry.
if a bad guy and a good guy hit each other, there's like a big white light, and then the next scene, the good guy standing tall.
Exactly.
Apparently,
I
you're
should have
not the
won.
good guy.
No, we both died. But yeah, I beat Dark Souls, and I played like a little bit of Bloodborne, and that is my next. Thank you. Bloodborne is my next in between game.
But that 30 frames puts me off, man.
I played. It does. And you can see it and feel it. But I think I played like
and feel
45 minutes. I'm definitely gonna play more. I got almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Tuesday, so I got like a week and a half to play Bloodborne before
I thought it was a week on Tuesday.
Playtime. It's 2 weeks from past Tuesday. We got like a week and a half.
You guys aren't in a Scorn? No, am I the only one that's gonna play Scorn?
It's still up in the air. I told you that a couple weeks ago. It's up in the air. I might want to play
Scorn's
it. I
a
might not.
week.
I know.
Scorn is a week.
Plague Tale is the big one that I want to play.
When's the Plague Tale? It's the
Scorn's
18th, isn't it?
One. It's the 18th, yeah.
So it's a week on Tuesday. So it's not this Tuesday.
A week from this coming Tuesday. Yeah, so it's like a week and a half.
Weeks. I thought you were fucking
It's 2 weeks.
ruining my
2 weeks
life,
from
man.
Tuesday. 2 weeks from this Tuesday.
I'm about
this
to
past
ring in
Tuesday.
dead for work. I cannot come in. I am dead. Not what?
These rats are getting me.
I've got my plan. I've got like illnesses, why I'm ill, how I got it planned for like November the 10th. Is it? Is it the 10th?
For what?
Got a
God
war.
of War.
God of War's the 9th, yeah.
I've got
I was looking at the
written and
achievement.
everything.
Oh yeah. The achievement for like beating the game, there's like 2 different endings you can get. The achievement for the I guess the main ending, 17% of people got this achievement on
What game?
Xbox.
Dark Souls?
17% beat this game that played
It's
the
shocking
remaster.
how high the percentages on all these Souls games, honestly.
I like how did 17% of people beat this game? I guarantee you like that's probably higher than most games, right? Especially this
Oh yeah, definitely.
especially this difficult like
That late in the game, yeah.
yeah,
No,
like
it's. I mean, people that buy these Souls games stick with them.
yeah, that's crazy. 17%. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Finally beat Dark Souls though. I had to put my nose down and just like gamer mode.
How far
just to
was
beat
I
it.
from the end at that gate that we've been talking about? You remember that gate with like the snakehead guys?
That is like the first fourth to a third. If you're doing everything, there's more to it.
Sure.
I would say that's about a third of the game.
Okay.
So a
Gotcha.
third of the game is there, and then there's a boss in that area. Then you kind of have to build. Yeah, it's about a third to a fourth of the game. Closer to a third, I would say. I'd say, I mean, there is a section. If I talked about this boss, I think a couple weeks ago, but Ornstein and Smo, there's like the big guy, the little guy. If you could beat that boss, I think you could beat the main game. The two hardest boss fights, I think, are the DLC. So if you don't do the DLC, like you actually have to do work to get the DLC. You can't just do it. You have to go to a new area, and it takes like a little bit to do it.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
What about you?
What have I been? I just been playing more Last of Us Remake. Go for the platinum on that.
How's that going?
I'm trying to like. It's fine. It's a very simple platinum list. They made it way better.
Think
I mean,
about that
Have
multiplayer
you got to
stuff.
play it again a bit to upgrade the last bit of the weapon?
no, you just need all the collectibles. So, and they added chapter select, and like within the chapter select, there's like different save points within there as well. So it's gonna be very easy to get the collectibles I missed. And like
Is
I'm
it you have
barely
to
missing
upgrade
any
every
as it
weapon?
is. No, not every weapon. I think it's just like one weapon.
Max out
Upgrade
one weapon.
Yeah, max out one weapon type thing.
Oh,
think I've already done.
I have been playing God of War. I forgot to tell you. But like literally 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there.
Just popping in.
Yeah.
Cool.
On like new.
I've been
Game
trying to
Plus,
like piece
so record
together in my
everything.
mind how the TV show is gonna go as I'm playing The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking
Yeah.
like Ep 1 ends where when they meet Ellie, right? And they get their mission, right? And it goes from there. Ep 2 will end with Tess dying. Ep 3 will be like the whole Bill episode.
Where's
I'd
the
imagine.
Riley?
I think that'll be towards the end more. I think that'll
Okay.
be at the
Wins, yeah.
flashback point. Yeah.
You
And
mentioned
then
that
what's
last week,
interesting-
didn't you?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about the trailer. But then like Pittsburgh's super long. So I wonder if they split Pittsburgh into two parts because it's got the beginning part where he finally ends up trusting Ellie with a gun, and then it's got the whole Sam and Henry part. So I think they'll split those into two, and then where would we be then? Ep 6. Ep 6 would be Tommy episode. Meet Tommy back in that town. 7 would be the whole college, that part, and then Joel gets impaled at the end. 8 would then be where you put in the Left Behind. That you,
Okay.
I think you do that,
Yeah.
and then it picks
Give
up.
you that hour of like.
Yeah.
Make you wait
Have
2
that.
weeks to see what happens to Joel.
And then Ep 9 be the whole winter.
Yeah.
Do that whole thing there, and then Ep 10 you end it with spring. And I think that's a banger fucking show right there. Honestly, like there's a
They're
lot.
doing
of
the whole
parts.
thing,
Yeah.
aren't they? They're
Like
doing
I said, I
the
think you
whole
can get it
series.
all done in one season.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
no,
you
I
have
think
to.
you could. I think each episode would be fucking great if you do.
Wasn't
Yeah.
you were the one saying last week that you weren't that bothered?
About what?
The show.
I'm not honestly like it's just I'm not like okay. So like Mandalorian season 3 is gonna come out right around the same time as this show. Probably they're both early next year at some point, right? I'm way more hyped about Mandalorian season 3 because I don't know the story of Mandalorian.
I've
Season 3,
I've
you know
played
what I
Last
mean?
of Us.
Yeah, I've played. I know it's just like I said, it's a lot like how I bet the people that read the books of Game of Thrones felt about the show. It's like okay, I know this story, I know where it's going, or like House of Dragons on right now.
I'll tell you
People
how
have
they
read that
felt.
book.
They felt lighter.
already
'cause
know.
Some books are heavy as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
My arms don't
I'm
hurt
more
watching
interested
this
to
shit.
see like what they change or if they get more in depth.
Yeah.
Like the Bill part, the Bill section, you could really get in depth with like Bill's backstory because that's a lot of gameplay, right? Like there's a lot of combat going on there. So if you're just telling the story the whole time, you could really get into Bill's backstory a lot. And same thing
His
with like
relationship.
and same thing with like where I imagine episode 4 would be, where he finally trusts Ellie with a gun at the end of it. There's a lot you could get a lot into like Joel's backstory there and stuff because there's a shit ton of combat in that section. But then like Sam and Henry's, you're gonna have to just do that all straightforward because there's a lot of story going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm just more curious to see what they change about or add to with the story than I am about the story itself because I've already seen it. And plus, I just like video games much more than I like movies or TV. But yeah, that's pretty much how I've been playing. Waiting for shit to come out.
Yeah, I mean, are you? So you for sure playing Scorn?
Unless it like comes out and people are like, "Oh, this game's shit," then I'll probably bounce
It's
off.
Game Pass.
Yeah, it's game. I mean, I'm sure I'll try it no matter what, just because I just
Yeah.
download it, right? So, but yeah, unless it's bad, then yeah, probably Scorn.
Cool.
All right, guys. that's going to do it for the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 139. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdicgods. You can also find this on all audio platforms. Guys, anything else you want to say?
Play more video games.
Wahoo!
Wahoo!
That's
Let
not
me
what
voice
it's gonna sound
Mario.
like. It's not
Let
what
me
it's gonna
voice
sound
Mario. I could do it.
like. Yeah, I have the most mundane voice.
Well,
Yeah.
we gotta go. Peace in a bit.
Mario.